When Ryan Carter first joined the marketing team at Sterling Innovations, he wasn't thinking about romance or office drama. Fresh off a cross-state move from Texas to Illinois, his focus was settling into the job and proving himself to his new boss. With his clean-cut charm, button-down shirts, and calm demeanor, Ryan blended in like any other corporate professional. But from the very beginning, there was someone who didn't just see another new hire. She noticed him. Her name was Emily Harrison. She worked in project management and was known for being sharp, quick-witted, and always one step ahead in team meetings. At first, Ryan didn't pick up on anything unusual. He thought Emily was just another friendly coworker, always polite and professional. But as the weeks went on, little things began to stand out. And whether he realized it or not, Emily had already taken a special interest in him. Started subtly. Whenever they passed in the hallway, she would lock eyes with him just a moment longer than necessary. During team lunches, she'd position herself in the seat across from him. Her questions seemed to go beyond casual conversation. "How are you settling in?" turned into "What do you do on weekends?" And "Do you like the city so far?" quickly evolved into "Do you ever miss Texas?" One afternoon, she laughed a little too hard at one of his dry jokes in the conference room. And that's when his buddy Marcus nudged him under the table. "Dude," Marcus whispered, "Emily's totally into you." Ryan raised his eyebrows. "What? Well, she's just friendly." Marcus smirked. "I've worked here 3 years. That's not how Emily acts with everyone." From that moment on, Ryan became more aware of the little things. Emily would casually brush his arm when handing over reports. She always seemed to compliment his ties. "That color looks good on you," she'd say with a small smile. She even started bringing him coffee, just how he liked it, before Monday morning meetings. Coincidence? Maybe. But the signs were adding up fast. One late evening, the office was nearly empty. Ryan was finishing up a quarterly review when Emily peeked into his cubicle. "Still here?" she asked, clutching a file. "Yeah," he said, rubbing his temples. "Trying to make sense of these budget projections." She stepped in closer. "Want some help?" "I've got time." They sat side by side. Her perfume a faint lavender scent he started to recognize even when she wasn't in the room. As they went through the spreadsheet, their conversation drifted from work to more personal topics. Her love of hiking, his passion for playing the guitar, her childhood in Vermont, his family back in Austin. Felt easy, natural. She was smart, warm, and had that quiet confidence that made you want to lean in closer. That night, as she stood to leave, Emily hesitated for a moment. "You know, I'm glad you joined the team," she said. "Thanks," Ryan said, meaning it. "I mean, not just because you're good at your job," she added quickly, then blushed. "I don't know. I just think it's been nice having someone like you around." And just like that, the air shifted. The next few weeks confirmed what Ryan had started to suspect. Emily found reasons to walk past his desk, joined any project he was on, and texted him memes or links late at night with little notes like, "This made me think of you." Once, during a corporate retreat, they got paired up for a problem-solving challenge. When they won, she high-fived him, and her hand lingered in his for just a second longer. But it wasn't all clear skies. Office romances, even the suggestion of one, could be complicated. And Ryan, being a cautious guy, wasn't sure if he should make a move, or if Emily had already made one. One Friday after work, a few coworkers decided to hit the local bar for drinks. Ryan was about to decline when Emily appeared by his side. "Come on," she said, nudging him gently. "You've earned a break." They sat close at the bar, laughing over shared stories, her hand occasionally brushing his knee. Around them, the others talked and drank, but Ryan only noticed Emily. At one point, she leaned in and said, "Can I tell you something?" He turned toward her. "Of course. I didn't come here tonight for the drinks. I came because I knew you'd be here." For a second, Ryan just stared. Then, without even thinking, he smiled. "I'm really glad you did." The ride back to their respective apartments was quiet but full of unspoken energy. They didn't kiss. They didn't need to. Everything that needed to be said had been said with glances, gestures, and time spent. By Monday, Ryan found a sticky note on his monitor. It read, "Lunch today. Just us." Signed with a little smiley face. From that day on, the bond between them grew deeper. They kept things discreet, careful not to blur lines in the office, but their connection was undeniable. They supported each other during stressful project launches, celebrated small wins, and found reasons to spend time together outside of work. And as their relationship grew, Ryan began to look back and recognize all the signs she'd given him from the beginning. The stolen glances, the extra effort, the excuses to be around him, the subtle touches, the playful teasing, quiet loyalty. All the classic signals a woman gives when she's drawn to someone, magnified by the fact that they work together every day. Eventually HR found out. But by that point their departments had shifted. Ryan was promoted to a senior analyst in a new branch, and Emily took on a leadership role elsewhere. There were no conflicts of interest anymore, only the beginnings of something real, something meaningful. Months later, while walking through a park hand in hand, Emily laughed and said, "You were so clueless back then. I really didn't think you liked me like that," Ryan admitted. "Well," she said, nudging him playfully, "if a girl at work likes you, she'll find a way to make it obvious, even if you're too blind to see it." And with that, she leaned in and kissed him, no longer hiding, no longer needing subtle hints. Because sometimes, love finds its way through spreadsheets, coffee runs, and hallway hellos. And when it does, you just have to be willing to see it.